Yes. So good morning. Good morning, Varda.
Good morning, Dr. Ashan.
How are you doing? So Ramadan started.
Yes, it's tiring. I don't know why
Tired.
you have classes at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't think anyone is going to join.
Really?
9 is too early.
Oh my God. I thought, okay, a little bit early, more early
No,
to
no,
start
not
the
really.
class.
Not during Ramadan.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
uh, because most of the time we go and sleep after suhoor in the morning.
I also done a
So
small sleep after suhoor. But okay, I thought, okay, if I keep
mm, that's
sleeping,
the only sleep I get because I go to bed at night. I go to bed about 11 o'clock or so, but I don't
uh,
sleep. I cannot sleep because I'm scared I'm
uh,
going to oversleep.
okay,
So
got
the
it.
only sleep I get is after suhoor in the mornings,
Okay,
after
okay,
fajr.
okay, okay, okay. So, yes, let's see whether others are joining or not. Anyway, uh, Varda,
Hmm.
what's your status right now?
The I'm following this guideline document that you gave us. You know this one
Mhm.
with
Okay.
the MBA syllabus.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yes, yes.
So I'm following this guideline. And chapter 4 was actually a very, very big chapter.
Which one?
Chapter 4 is the methodology in here that talks about 3,000 words for the methodology. And it
Oh,
details how you should write your methodology, how you should
mhm.
write your research design, your
Yeah.
methods, your population sample, how you should write up your data analysis,
No, 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 no. Yes,
validity.
I got it. I got it. I got it. So, what you have to follow the one sample paper that I've shared with you, and
No, I'm following this.
this
I'm going to
guidelines,
follow
yeah, these guidelines you
because
can follow. This
this I got
3,000.
off This I got off. Even this copy is on the Gloucestershire University's website. So I'm following this because I don't want them to give me a gain of 50% for whatever reason. I'm following the instructions because I want them to give me a decent result for my thesis.
Okay,
That's why I'm following it. So I
great.
just finished yesterday the chapter 4. So now finally, I'm on my chapter 5. I'm going to start today on my chapter 5, which is the data, the findings. And this
Okay,
is now I'm going to,
data analysis and findings you're talking about, right?
correct,
You have
correct.
to start it.
Yes. And then once I'm
Oh,
done with that, then I go to my last chapter, which is my discussion and recommendations.
okay, got
So
it, got it,
because I
got it.
only have 6 chapters in mine, I'm not going to do 7 chapters. I'm
That's
doing six
good.
chapters.
That's good. Okay, okay. So you can send me once you've done the work. I'll be checking into, and we'll be seeing whether you have added important things or not, whether is
Mm-hmm.
extra words or not in each chapter. Okay, give me some time as well. I think when you can complete your data analysis interpretation chapter approximately.
Approximately by the end of this week, if all
Okay,
goes
that's
well.
fine.
If
That's
all goes
fine.
well, because this last chapter took me a long time to do. Also, I had a little bit of a break in between. I went on
Okay.
Umrah, and then I
Uh-huh.
got sick when I came back from Umrah. I was sick
Uh-huh.
with bronchitis for a week,
Okay.
so
So
this threw me
when you
out.
done Umrah? When you done?
A week ago, 2 weeks ago,
Uh-huh. Great.
two
Great.
weeks ago. So that's why you didn't see me for 2 weeks because that 2 weeks, the first week I was in
Okay,
Makkah,
okay,
and the
okay.
second week I was sick. Last
And the
week I was sick.
previous weeks are exactly not meant for you because you
I
are
was there.
ahead of others. And one more thing, like the one of the sessions that you were absent, that was primarily be done for the Ryan, and another one we have done for the Faisal and Munira. So
No, so it wasn't for
because
me anyway.
Mhm. Now, what what I thought today is all about to discuss about your discussion, recommendation, and the findings chapter. Findings in the sense like very nutshell about the findings. Already you'll be writing something in your data analysis and interpretation chapter. Some of the findings will be there, but again you are interpreting. I mean, again you are bringing some nutshell about the findings. So I'll be just giving this idea so that this video can be used by others as well. So, Varda, you have any idea about, have you read the book called Our Iceberg is Melting, written by, um, what is the name? John Cotter,
Yes, years ago.
years ago. Anything you
Mm.
remember in that?
I don't remember. I remember the book, but I don't remember.
Any concept in that?
Don't remember.
Remember the story is all about a penguin community in Antarctica,
Oh, yeah.
and
Sorry,
it's
I'm
relating to the organizational change management. Okay, okay.
I'm
Just
just
see.
switching. I'm just switching devices because I'm using my phone and my laptop. My
Okay,
one
no problem. Take
laptop
your time.
doesn't load. It doesn't load. I can't open Zoom, and then I'm
Okay,
using
okay,
my
okay.
other
Ta-
laptops.
Okay,
So I'm
you
just trying to
take
switch.
your time. Take your time.
I'm just trying to switch devices because it's too small to see on the phone.
Yeah, yes.
Recording in progress.
Oh, I forgot it's dead.
Okay, I'm good to go now.
Perfect. Hi, good morning, Ryan. Now Varda is using your laptop, right?
Yeah, I'm using my laptop.
Okay. Are you there, Ryan?
I am. I'm sorry. My computer has absolutely died. The speakers have gone now as well, so I just have to go get my AirPods.
Okay. So Varda, what's the timing for your office
I remember.
during Ramadan?
Sorry,
What is the timing?
the timing?
Office timing?
What do you mean? What is the timing? Work timing?
Yeah, Ramadan timing, office timing. It's still 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
No. Ours is 2:30.
2:30. Okay. So morning?
30. Mornings is 9, so it's 9 till 2:30.
6 to 2:30.
9 o'clock.
Okay, 9 to 2:30. Good.
9 to 2:30. And then on Fridays, it's 8:30 to 12, I think.
Great. Other timings? I mean, non-Ramadan timing?
Non-Ramadan timings is 9 to 5.
9 to 5 is usual time.
That's the core hours, but we never stick to it. Usually I'm
Okay.
working 10, 12, 15 hours a day.
So your stay and everything will be very nearby your office, or it's far away?
It's close by.
Oh, okay, that's good. So transportation time will not be taken.
With traffic is the only thing that holds me up because I'm in the city. So that takes me about 30 minutes because I'm in the city and I get stopped by all the signals.
Only 50 minutes. Yeah, you're so lucky then. There are people who travel every day to 2 hours.
Oh no, I did that
Minimum,
before.
minimum one way. Okay, minimum one way I'm talking about. Those people who are staying in the Sharjah and working in Dubai, it takes a lot of time in transportation only.
Yeah, because it's cheaper to stay in Sharjah.
Absolutely. But trend is changing. Trend is changing right now. Most people are preferring the Sharjah, Najman, and other areas. So the rental rates also increasing nowadays. Real estate is also booming somewhat. Okay, so why I told you about Our Iceberg is Melting, the book. I think during our time level 7 discussion, we discussed about
one penguin that didn't want to leave. One penguin that didn't want to leave the iceberg. Right? That's the story of how he didn't want to change.
Yeah, change management. Change management. They're not ready for a change. And someone from the group of penguin community have found out, yes, iceberg is going to melt within very short span of time. So the wondering thing is, the person who found out, like he forecasted or he seen, okay, this is going to melt, nobody's going to believe him because he's not serious. He's not that being a part of the council members and all. But he mentioned the same scenarios to one of the council members. And what happened, this discussion came into the council member. So they're talking about 10 members. All are having a different perception in the community. So there's also showing how people in the workspace act to be, or when someone who brings with an idea, others will be rejecting because it may be a ego clashes or some other things, politics, organizational politics, and etc.
So it's about influence as well.
And influence as well, absolutely.
Change.
Influence as well. And the third one, finally they agreed, yeah, we can have. They made an exhibition, so I mean demonstration of the things and etc. So again, they called for general meeting, general community meeting, and everyone was aware about it. So each step this book is explaining, like, creating a sense of urgency, the first one, then building a togetherness, etc., etc. So finally they are creating a new culture, approaching a new culture. They're learning how to face the new cultures and all. That's all about. So I believe these 8 steps we discuss in terms of theoretically, and the book is totally discussing about a community, penguin community, how it happened, how they faced, and how they changed their locality to another locality by expecting a tragedy to their, and how they undergone the changes. That's all about the book is. Whenever you get a time, obviously I've already read it. Please, well, there's a YouTube video. It's almost 9 minutes YouTube video. You can also watch it. It's really interesting video. Only 9 minutes, Our Iceberg is Melting, written by John Carter. This is all about. So the chapter 5 or 6 is findings, conclusion, and recommendation. In this chapter, already we have written data analysis and interpretation chapter. In the particular chapter, we have analyzed our data, which we collected. We have interpreted the data according to that. Then we are coming to the chapter 6, findings, conclusion, recommendation. Findings can be, you can write in different ways, findings. Findings, you can take all the research questions that you are having, you can answer it, whether all these supporting each other. Or you can have another way of writing the findings. The first way of writing the findings is taking the research questions and answering it that with the help of your data. For example, the first question can be the talent management and employee retention. That is the question for you, Varda, for example. Then, as per the data that you collected, you are answering with the help of the data you've done. One of the question, you're answering it. Or another way, a general sort of findings. Already in your data analysis chapter, you mention all these findings, the results already have given. But again, you're reiterating in the findings chapter. Or you can generally write your perception about, your observation about all these things. First point, according to me, I'm writing. Talent management positively impact the performance of an employee. and writing a little bit about it. Talent management, implementation of the strategic talent management creates a better work-life balance in the organization. And employee well-being it creating. You're giving a general kind of findings, but supporting with your evidences that already you have found out. That is the findings we talked about. And the conclusion is all about that you know very well. People are writing conclusion different ways. The first way is you can take your research objective and answer it. Finally, you will be writing an implication of your project, your MBA project as well in the conclusion. Once again, in the conclusion, people used to write the research objective, then they are answering the research objective because we need to answer that. So you are answering the conclusion. Or some people who write, you know, what they really wanted to conclude in terms of the major primary objective of the research, they are just giving the answer for this. Then they are giving some findings of in the conclusion. They will be giving certain important findings in that. Then they'll be providing some implications of the research, then winding up the conclusion section. Then comes to the recommendation. Recommendations are what you exactly learn from this. And these recommendations that you are providing to the industry professionals or academic professionals or your organization that you have chosen, you can separately give for the academics or industry or the professional or your company, the perspective company that you have chosen, or general recommendation also you can give.
Can you also make recommendations for future studies?
And after the recommendation, you can give limitation of your study. Then you can also provide scope for the research. I mean, the future research, direction for the future research. That is very important. Very good. I'm coming to. So what we are doing in the introduction, I'm talking about the chapter 6. In the introduction, we are giving a small brief overview of your research topic once again. We are concluding, right? That's why. So we are restating the research questions or hypotheses that you have created already. Research question you are already writing over there. Then we are giving a findings and overview. A small introduction to the findings session. We can give overview of how findings are structured. For example, how the findings are structured. You are writing on the basis of your research questions. You're answering each research question. You can simply write through the findings of the following, the following findings have been structured on the basis of research questions. We are answering the research questions in terms of findings. The brief explanation of a data analysis method you can give. It's like one paragraph, if it is only optional one. Because those who are reading the final chapter, that is this chapter 6, they must be able to understand the essence of your work. That's why. The people will not directly look into your data analysis and interpretation chapter sometime. So those who really wanted to get the essence of your work, they will be looking into the first chapter and the last chapter. The last chapter, that's why they're asking to give a small analysis about your research method, data analysis method. Simply you can give what you have done. Data analysis, one paragraph you can give. It's only optional, okay? Not important.
I just wrote a whole chapter on that. I'm not going to rewrite anything. That's my whole chapter 4 is the data analysis.
Yes. So if you are answering under the findings 1, it can be research question 1 or research question 2. Hypothesis 1. You are restating your research question. You can write it, or you can paraphrase. Rather than writing a research question, you can write it. For example, your research question is like this: what is the relationship between talent management and employee well-being? So you are just writing instead of it, talent management and employee well-being relationship. Rather than writing the question, you can also write a statement, no problem. It's up to you. But writing research question is more acceptable, is good. Then you're writing a summary of your data results related to your research question. It's not a mandatory to bring the graph and tables and statistical analysis. Something very important. Your major question, you want to bring or one paragraph or one line of something like, okay, 22% off. the company which has implemented talent management practices, which has resulted in 55% of employee well-being. You want to give a small figures that you can add it. That's why I've written supporting evidence. Is that clear, Vardha? Perfect. Okay, then interpretation that's same as it is. And if the only is like not a mandatory, but I have seen some of the paper, they're also writing any of the existing literature which is aligned or contradicting with your findings, which means you made a findings that is talent management and employee well-being is having very positively related. You feel okay, one literature, existing literature which is supporting your findings, that one or two literature you can mention according to Sitara 2022 and Rayan 2020, and they have also found out the same results. Talent management and the employee well-being is having positively related. Yes, this is all about.
Okay, I'll have to find that because I don't have time for finding literature now.
No need to find the literature. Already you have written in literature review something.
Yeah.
You can reiterate it if you want. It will authenticate the study. That's all about. So in the findings one, you're going to write, you are restating the research question or hypothesis one. You are again interpreting bringing the findings over there. You're just connecting your results into the explaining what is the findings indicate, which means is a positive relations or negative relations, etc. If you have any sort of literatures available, you can align with that. That is all about the research question. I mean, findings one. Similarly, you're also going to do the findings two, findings three, findings four. It is based on your number of research questions. Okay. Once you're done, you can do additional findings. Additional findings is very generally beyond primary research questions, your observations about your research topic, your personal observations, other findings related to that. What can be other findings, Vardha, according to you? Additional findings. Other than your research question, will you be able to get any other findings for you?
Culture is also plays a big part in retention.
Perfect. So that is a very important one. You can write a small explanation for culture plays a very pivotal role for the employee retention. Something you find out, any other factors which helps to retain the employees. So you can also give all these things.
That's kind of what I picked up from the interviews, is that especially because we are a multinational organization, and in multinational organizations, certain cultures tend to stay within the organization and they retire at a much later age than what UAE nationals do. UAE nationals want to retire at 50.
Okay.
And other cultures outside of UAE, we retire at 60, 65, 70. So culture plays a big part in retention. And that's what
can you reiterate once again, please? What is the determined age approximately for Emiratis? 50?
50.
Great.
50. For us normal people outside of UAE, it's 60, 65.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are people who are working with me 67.
Yeah, so culture plays a big part in retention, especially on retirement retention. So this is what I picked up from the interviews.
Very good. There's a new information for me as well. So this is for every segment of, I mean, if any sector in UAE?
Possibly, yes.
I'm also planning for then 50.
If it's multinational organizations, I'm sure that this is a big thing for them.
So after that they don't prefer to work, right?
No, because the government pension kicks in at 50, and then whatever they're working for afterwards, their pension still continues, but then they are eligible to get that return from the government pension at the age of 50.
Great. I pray our government also should be like that.
No,
I
50 is
mean,
too young. I'm
no,
almost,
in India, it is almost 60, 58, yeah, 58 plus or something.
no, for us in South Africa, 65.
Uh-huh. So better than.
Yeah, women at 60, men at 65.
Oh, discrimination happened again.
No,
Okay,
not
no,
discrimination.
simply made a comment. 60 and 65, that difference comes, yeah?
Mm.
Okay. What about in UK, Ryan? Ryan's not here.
It's same. It's old. Everyone dreams of a 50, but it doesn't happen. It comes at 60 to 70 normally.
And one of my wife's uncle there in the UK, he started living there after the age of 5 or 8, and now he keeps staying there itself in UK. He's in the government sector, some village related works, I believe, village officer, something, that designation. And what I understood, he keep traveling from one place to another, keep traveling one place to another. He will be taking a break in every year. For example, 6 month work or 7 month works, the remaining 5 months, he will be traveling from one place to another and spending all the amount, then coming back. He never keep any savings, and he enjoy the life the particular year, then coming back and working again. So is that, I don't know the exact culture in UK, but is that right for many of the people or not? It's like this, or it is a right or not exactly? I heard it through my wife only, that's fine. Is the only knowledge I got it.
So the only people that I know have done that, because I've spoken to a couple of people that have done it, it seems to be an Indian thing. Because the only other people that I've ever spoken to that work intensively and then travel and then come back when they've run out and work intensively and travel, that's the third person that told me they do that, and all three were Indian nationals. From a Brit point of view, no, typically we don't have enough disposable income to do that, and we fear insecurity. So it's about long-term employment. You get your 26 days a year, be happy.
Okay. So what about
But it
the
is
types?
cheaper to travel outside the UK than it is to holiday in the UK, weirdly.
Mhm. What about the South Africa? What is the climate over there? What is the culture and practices?
Same. The same as Ryan's. People work and only take their 15 days or their 20 days, whatever they're entitled to for annual leave. That's it. Because of job security, they do not have this cyclic working environment. It's you work when you have a job, you work. So people work until they 60, 65, 70, 75 years old for as long as you
Really?
can. Hmm?
Oh, oh,
For as long as you can.
okay. 75.
Yep. I had
Oh,
people that was working with me when I was working at the power plant who were 78, 79, 80 years old.
can't think of it.
And there was some curse that was going around when people would retire from the power plant. Within 6 months they die. So no
Oh,
one wanted to retire because you're living your entire existence, your working life. You were working in a high stress environment, and now suddenly you retire and there's no stress. And with the
ah,
result, people just they got they basically died because their body just was not used to slowing down. So they would die within.
yeah.
No one wanted to retire. That's why they were like 78, 79, 80 years old and still working because they didn't want to die.
Okay. I know one of the professor who has the age of 70. keep working and engaging with a lot of things more than our energy the person is having. So maybe the reason behind it. I didn't understand why this professor is engaging with the very difficult things. Like, even the young professors like us, we are not being a part of it, conducting activities and being engaged in many face-to-face sessions and etc. We don't want to be sometime, but he is to be. But his background may be something like that, as you mentioned just now. Otherwise,
High stress, yes.
mm-hmm.
Because they're used to it. Your body doesn't know anything other than that.
Great.
My
So I was,
husband,
when you were
husband's
telling,
also commenting. He said it's
what?
because your body is used to producing adrenaline during these high stress environments. And now suddenly your body doesn't produce adrenaline when you retire.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't know how to function without it. And then
Absolutely.
people just die in their sleep, or they die of a heart attack, or they just fall over and die.
Okay. So I was, when you were telling, I was just visualizing myself. I'm working the age of 75. I don't want anyhow. But now itself, we have to make the, workspace and everything calm and quiet. Then only we will be getting that retirement. Yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise we'll have to go back again the work. Okay, it's done. Additional findings, your observations, your trends, etc. You can bring over the any statistics you feel that you got it generally, other than your work, you can also bring them. And you feel, okay, the statistic supports your idea, your general idea about your work, you can add it. Is also good. Then implications for the study, usually we'll be writing in your conclusion. The major implications you can write here. In addition to that, you can also in the right conclusion as well as one paragraph or something. What in by implication for the study? Can anybody tell me?
Implications for the study. Implications or limitations?
Not a limitations, implications.
Have you found anything substantially life-changing or industry-changing within what you're doing?
Perfect. If you found something substantially important and which is beneficial for the community, or what you're contributing, what your findings are helpful for professionally, academically, or a company basis or industry basis, you can just write it. That's the implications of your project. Usually we'll be writing a summary finding summary that is already have written. That's fine, not important. Then what is next week comes under the conclusion. Conclusions, we are writing summary of your key takeaways. The conclusions. You'll be writing major over here. I have seen one of the conclusion chapter. It's based on the research objective. Research objective, based on the research objective, you have two ways to write your conclusion. You can write a 2 or 3 paragraph conclusion, or you can write answering your research objective ways. I will be sharing you right now one of the model after this discussion. So summary of the key takeaways. The key takeaways can be, it will start from your introduction chapter. It will start from your research cap even. Okay, why your research? That is comes under your research cap. What is the primary objective of your research or research aim that you can highlight in your conclusion? Then one few important findings which answering your research questions or objective, you can write it. Or you can write how these findings answer your research questions. You can write similar to that. Not everything, but if you're following your answer in the research objective, then you can write all the objective, you can answer little bit. It's 1 paragraph, 1.5 paragraph, more than enough. Then I already told you, after the findings, you are mentioning some of the implications of your work. You are again concluding that in your conclusion. 1 or 2 conclusive implication, you can mention it. how this project is useful for, and how it is going to contribute is all about under the conclusion.
Sorry, but I had a lot of background noise when you were saying that. Would you mind just having a brief recap on that, please?
On the conclusion you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, in the conclusion, we have two ways of writing conclusion. The first way is all about answering your research objective. I'll be sharing you the model after discussing the slide. Then you'll be able to understand that one. And the second one, you can make a 3-paragraph. The first paragraph just giving an idea about entire small summary of your project. It's discussing about your primary objective and your research gap, etc. The second paragraph, how findings answering your research questions or research objectives. Second paragraph, all about. The final paragraph can be a sum of the implications, contributions of your study to the professional or academic or industry world. This is a small conclusion, you can write it. Conclusion will be more, is maximum 3 paragraph. Or if you're following, answering your research objective, it will be a little bit more. I can share you that one. No worries.
Okay.
I'm just taking it. Just taking it 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Here, are you able to see this discussion? No.
Can just see conclusions.
PPT.
PPT only, right? 1 second. 1 second. Are you able to see the discussion here?
Yep.
Okay. This is the chapter we call as a findings. The person mentioned as a discussion. He started with the individual research question here. Okay. Research questions. So he is answering this research question. Discussion means is a findings. Okay. Consider the findings chapter. Writing each research question, answering it. While you're answering, you can take some of the important the results of your findings from data analysis interpretation chapter. This means, I already told, any research existing literature supporting your work, you can mention it. It's not a mandatory, but you can mention in order to ensure the authenticity of your work. That's all about. Some of the answers, some of the literatures are already there in your literature review chapter. Even you can take it from and paraphrase it. So it's showing, hence, findings, positive relationship over here. This is all about. Second question, third question, and fourth question, they're answering it, giving a conclusion for the findings chapter. Okay, then coming to the conclusion and recommendation chapter, how the one has given a conclusion recommendation. For every chapter, I recommend you to give a small introduction. Okay, for the chapter, introduction should be given. Then conclusion, you can see. To conclude, they're talking about the entire things, about the research questions, gap, and etc. Then starting from the following research objectives, the selected papers are answering. So first, objective of your research is mostly, it's not you are taking the literature. No, you are answering yourself based on the findings or based on your observations. General answering. Objective 1, objective 2, objective 3, objective 4. How much? It's not, you are not writing a lot. You're writing a little bit. Your observation can be here. What right now, Vardha has mentioned about the culture. Whenever you are answering any question, you can also relate something related to that. There are other factors which also important for the talent retention, like culture, cultural practices. Gives one-line answer. Then recommendation. Recommendation, here it is very fewer has been given, but I would be recommending you to choose this one. 1 second. Are you able to see this, a new PDF? Yeah, what you can read now, Vardha, which page you are able to see?
Let's see, 5.3 recommendations, page 88.
No, it's not. Let me share it. Okay. This is one of the work. Here you can see how the student has written the work. Introduction has been given, a small introduction. And research findings overview based on the research objective the student has written. The first objective, see, they have given explanation for this on the base of their giving, investment, etc., etc. Then comes the recommendation. I would suggest you to follow this way for the recommendation, if you can. Recommendation 1. You can also give some headings like talent management practices implications or after sales services, automobile after sales services, important factors or something like that. You can give. The company has to give importance for all these things. Recommendation 2, recommendation 3, recommendation 4. Okay. I would suggest you to give a different recommendation for. Then, what they ask me about, what is about future research direction? Yes, you can write future research direction like this, research limitations and future research direction. As one heading or separate heading can provide it. What is the major limitations? I think already you have written the first chapter, limitations. Or if you have written already limitation, the first chapter, you can give a small overview about the limitation here and the future research direction. See, here you can see limitation of the study that is giving analysis of here. Future research, done with. What is the future research over here? Ryan, you got the idea about what you mean by future research, which means there are a number of limitations for your study. If someone who wants to do some research, then how the research in your area, how you can suggest to them, you are telling, okay, I have done after sales services, customer loyalty and customer brand. I've taken these 2 variables. You can take some other variables for your study because already I've taken this variable and done. And my number of respondents are 123. You can also do more number of respondents study. It will be giving a more authenticity of the work. See, the future research can be conducted on the selected topic will be dependent on looking at the other variables associated with. You're mentioning other variables. Process of by which luxury companies like Rolex are capable of improving the experience of customer with the help of gathering the customer data. So you're adding some more things over here. You're reading, I've taken only after sales services, I've taken AI in my questionnaire to analyze the AI impact on this, but you can also take some of other digitalization things other than the AI. You're giving suggestions.
Well, and that's it. I was going to say, so I guess in terms of what at the moment isn't necessarily a variable, what will become a variable in 6 months' time, the technology landscape, the speed at which it's moving will be completely different. AI will be able to have voice-to-voice communications without the lag, and there's so much more that will be interpreted by that point in time.
Yes.
But that could be a future research.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just that you could, in theory,
because you have that as one of your research questions when you're talking about these questions that you have on AI. So that could be a future research, integration of AI into after sales.
Already some of the AI integration he has added, but extra something is there, you can mention it. I have taken only 3 or 4 important factors under the AI, and other than these, other research can also do this. Some future research scope. Yes.
You could, I mean, a limitation is very much the generational age difference, because you've got, when you look at the very expensive cars, typically you've got an older audience who aren't engaging with tech, looking at the data. So you could run this every 2 years and you'd get an entirely different result. You wouldn't need to change anything. You could just rerun the same paper.
Yes, absolutely. So future research is all about what, after doing your research, what you can suggest to other researchers, in which area they can focus. What is the important? That's the thing that we are contributing to others as well. So future research we'll be giving. Then we are coming to the reference list. So now what I can suggest you, what complete your entire research work. We have taken all the important discussions of the chapters, completed. Let me give some time to review your work. Then only I will be able to understand anything missing there, any interpretation is missing, or anything should be added or not. Okay. And the first thing is that I think Varda can complete the data analysis chapter this weekend. So by 10 or 12 days, she'll be completing most of the chapters and submitting to me. Am I right, Varda?
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks time. So
I told
yeah,
you right at the beginning, my date is
March 15. Yeah, you tell me already. You're following the same. Very
March,
good.
and I'm sticking to 17 March. I
So
don't know.
complete it. And once you're done, we have to take one more portion, that is reflective paper, the last chapter.
Mm.
I will be giving a small idea how to write it. It's only very 45 or 1 minute, 1 hour lecture. It's very simple thing. That's also comes under what is the percentage? Yeah, 1500 words. It will be coming there. So it's very easy comparatively. What you experienced during your time of your research?
It's not
Working in
easy
your,
because it's new models that we have to learn.
there is a model of call models are the Gibbs reflective cycle theories are the, that you can simply add it. It's not, it's easy task, compared to other things that you already done. It's a difficult thing already you done. So I wanted to take that chapter as well. So I believe we can take March, after the March 17, because you'll be managing all these things meanwhile. Then next week, if you have any doubts related to your work, then you can join and ask me for the session. I believe otherwise others will be joining for the session. I expect others will be joining. Munira may be sleeping right now after Suhoor, as Varda said. And Faisal also shared me his work in Excel sheet. I think I'll be processing it. I think one day before I got it. I need to work on it.
Excellent. So everyone's managed to get their research data in.
Once again,
Did everyone manage to get their research in? The survey data?
yeah, you people are a little ahead. I think Rayan has already sent me and you got the result back. And yes, Varda is already, I have sent her first. The Khalid is also on the progress, even if he has completed almost. And yes, you three are ahead and others have to do. And yes, among them, Sujoy has shared me something, but he need a separate session for some analysis and all. Yes, Faisal is there,
Cool.
and Munira, they have to keep working on.
Well, I've got annual leave next week specifically to finish this.
Perfect.
So
that's good.
I will hopefully be sending
Okay,
you
so very good, very
all
good.
chapters
So
this week.
very good then. So what we can do that, have to submit the work at the earliest possible, so that we will be having some safety time. Like anything happened, to work on it. One day we need to make entire things ready. So we'll be getting some time before our submission. Once you're done, you just go for a submission. Never think of anything like that. Yes, Varda?
Okay.
I have one question on the data analysis.
Yeah.
Regression analysis.
Mm.
What is a good R-squared number? How do you know if it's good or not?
Which number you're talking about? The percentage?
R-squared. Let me just open it on 39.
Please share me.
No, nothing.
You're talking about R square that you would see?
Yes.
Regression square, right?
Yeah. Let me just hold on 1 second. When we're doing the correlations,
Yeah.
in the actual data that you sent me, the correlations, and then see each the dependent variable and how it correlates to the independent variable.
Yeah.
Is this you?
No, I'm not able to see.
Oh. Oh yeah, wait, this is not the right one. Anyway, so then there is a table that says model summary, and then it
Yeah.
gives you an R number, and it gives you
Yes.
an R squared number.
Yes. R square.
So what is a good R squared number that you
No,
can write it, say
yes, 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 yes.
this is a good correlation, or this is
No,
positive correlation or not?
absolutely, absolutely.
That's
No,
what I want to know.
no. Positive correlation you can give from another one. I will be just looking at your work then. Once again, positive correlation is something different, and R square is something different. R square which showing how much the particular variable is explaining. How much this is.
I'm a little confused here because when I look at the analysis and I'm trying to compare it with
Okay,
what you provided in class.
Do you have the correlation coefficient table, 0.757, 0.65, something like that? Have you got it?
Yes.
One table is directly showing that is your positive correlation. If it is more than 0.5, then it is a positive, a moderate correlation. If you're getting more than 0.7, we can say, okay, it's a positively correlated between the variable. But other thing, that is explaining the relationship.
Yeah, so that's I'm struggling with because I'm trying to understand this data.
Okay. Once again, I'm just taking your mail. Let me take it here. Let me take your mail where I can find your work.
Do you want me to open it on my side?
Once again, Varda. Okay. Okay, Varda. You want to see my screen?
Yes, please. So I can see that we're opening the same thing.
Okay. Are you able to see this?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one, yes.
Okay. This Pearson correlation is talking about the relationship between your variable, which means your talent attraction and the talent retention. If you show 0.652, it is correlated. It is, we can say, somewhat positively correlated. If you're telling, for example, okay, it's 0.5 plus, then we say moderately correlated. 0.652 is having a good relationship, is a positively correlated. Okay, there
so
we are
that's what I
telling.
want to know. What's the threshold?
Threshold, you can just check it out on the website itself. I mean, any Google.
Yeah, because I'm struggling to.
One second. I'm Pearson correlation. I'm checking right now. I will be letting you now itself. Pearson correlation.
It's not in the presentation that you did with us.
Okay. Pearson correlation. One second, please.
I did Google it yesterday, and it gave me something else. It's considered as acceptable if it's more than 0.5.
Once again, I'm just sharing you right now. Best correlative values. Yes, got it.
Because this is the only ones that I'm struggling to understand because I need to know what I'm looking at because I have to interpret it. I have to write this up.
Okay, I'm in the chat box. I'm just typing it. Okay.
Okay.
Have you got it?
Thank you. And there we go. Okay, so this is then different to what you provided to us before, because I remember during the class you mentioned that if it's more than 0.4, then it's a positive correlation. But now this one
Okay.
says that it's 0.3 to 0.49 is weak correlation.
No. One second.
Sorry, I'm not a stats person.
No. One second. No. Don't go for this. Don't go for this.
I
Don't
don't
go
like
for this.
stats.
Don't go for this. You know, we say the less than 0.3, it will be a weak correlation mostly. Let me take a good positive or original Pearson correlation authentic results from the website. We'll be sharing with you, okay? No worries on it. And the second one, what I want to give you, the idea for your R square. You got the, what is the meaning of your R square?
Your R squared is your relationship between your independent and dependent.
Okay, yes.
That's what I figured. But then
Yes.
this, what's the ranges here?
Okay, R square coefficient of determination, I have already mentioned in this text box, is a statistical measure that explains how well the independent variable explain the variability of the dependent variable in the regression model, which means we're having one independent variable and how well it's being explained by the dependent variable. Okay, so if it, for your case, it is how much? It is 0.412, which means 41%. 40
So is it good or is it
absolutely
good or is it bad?
Absolutely. Even if you're getting 20%.
That's what I'm
plus,
saying. I don't know what's good and what's not.
No, we cannot say it's the good or bad in that cases. There are some results they are getting 18% or 12%. What we are telling, there are other factors also explaining the same. Rather than this factor, rather than this independent factor or dependent factor, some other factors are also connecting to this that we haven't taken yet.
Your sound's gone.
My sound's gone?
Your sound's gone.
I don't know why. You're not able to hear me.
It's Word's laptop. I can hear both of you.
I hear you,
No.
Ryan, but I don't. Okay, you back.
Can I hear?
Yeah, you're back.
You can hear me, right? One second. On the analysis count number of predictors, since there is only one predictor, it is a same rather than that is square. Okay.
Okay, so in with the R squared, the coefficient determination, all you need to write is the R squared for this particular variable is so many percentage.
Yes.
That's it. You don't have to write anything.
No, that's all about. That's all about.
Okay.
%42.5% of the variation in the talent retention is explained by the talent attraction.
Okay, so that's how you must write.
Yeah, so that only you need to write. So what is the meaning of it? Remaining 57.5% of the variation is being explained by other factors. We are telling, okay, it's good fit almost. It's not a mandatory that we must be getting that much. No, it's not like. They are telling
That's
the
what I
relationship
wanted
that's all about. Okay, perfect. So you got the meaning of it, yeah? You can take the picture of it or you can just take the content from this. Okay, so once you're done, we can have some review. I'll be adding if it is any required points into your work, or we can have another face-to-face session once we've done it. So I believe I can wind up now today's session.
Sorry, Ryan, that I hijacked the session now, but this was, if I knew these things yesterday, I would have started with this chapter yesterday, but I was struggling to understand this.
Okay,
no,
now
you're fine. I've got tons and tons of work to do. So yeah, I'm probably going to be a pain in everyone's ass for the next week. Going, what does this mean? How do I get that?
And so, because I was just wrapping my head trying to figure this out yesterday.
So you understood, Vardha?
Sorry?
You understood now?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Any doubts comes, you can do one thing. You can WhatsApp me, ask me any particular content, like so what is R square? What happened between? I don't feel that you will be struggling a little bit more in this because you got an idea about this, right? So almost of that analysis work is based on this regression analysis. Perfect. So I believe I can wind up the today's session. And please focus on your work and send to me. We can review the work and finally go for a submission. Thank you. Have a great Ramadan ahead.
Dr. Ashad, just putting it out there, but do you think that we will be able to finish on time, realistically?
Very realistically, why not?
We are all full-time people that work.
Not at a problem. You can complete it.
Freaking out because there's very little time and there's a lot of work still to do.
You can absolutely do that. You people are really ahead of it. And we are having 1 month ahead, which is not required even. Just start the table that I have given you and just fill it out all the things. Just spend some time, 30 minutes at least everyday basis. You can finish it. It's not more important. Realistically, I'm telling. You can do that. It's more than enough the time.
Yesterday, I started freaking out. And I'm like, there's no way, no way.
No, you can complete it.
Leave. So
You absolutely can complete it. No issue, no issue. It's not even no need of taking the leave even. Why? What is not required.
no, I
You can
think it's
complete it.
better to take
So it
leave.
is because I've not done anything.
You don't know our jobs. We don't have the luxury of even having a tea break or a coffee break in our jobs. We have like really demanding work, so it's not possible to say we don't need leave.
No,
Leave
no,
is
no. I believe you people can work because as a person like me, I'm working from Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday, I'm complete day occupied. That's why I'm telling you. Yes, I have seen many of the researcher, like MBA researcher. They even taken the 1 week time. They completed all the chapters. All the chapters. It's possible if all the chapters. I'm telling very seriously. Why one getting an idea about the work is important. If you have completed the first 3 chapters, the person like you, in my the total teaching experience, I didn't see a student like Valda who completed the 3 chapters and waiting for completing the 4th or 5th chapter right now before the 1 month and telling, okay, little worried about the submission. I'm telling 10% confident that you will be able to do that. Very sure, 100%.
I will worry until I get the closer I'm going to get to the due date. I'm going to freak out more.
Okay. Ryan is doing like this. Yeah, Modin and Marcelian. Yeah, it's possible. Anyway.
Scratch it. I wasn't doing that, but yeah, okay.
Perfect. Let's see then. Yeah. Please contact me for any kind of assistance required. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thanks.